Hello, my name's Robert Dean Steele, and today we're looking at Psalm 31. Now, listen to what David says. In you, O Lord, I have taken refuge, and never let me be ashamed. Deliver me according to your righteousness. Turn your ear to me. Come quickly to my rescue. Be my rock and of refuge, a strong fortress to save me. Since you are my rock and my fortress, he says, for the sake of your name, lead and guide me. Free from the trap that is set before me, for you are my refuge. Into your hands do I commit my spirit. Redeem me, O Lord, God of truth. Did you get this idea that maybe, just maybe, David needs some help today? He says, Lord, I'm making you my righteousness, my refuge. I need your rescue. I need your rescue. You're my rock of my fortress. He says also as well, you need to lead and guide me because you are my refuge. And he says, I'm committing my life into your hand. David understood beyond a shadow of a doubt that God was the one who could rescue him. Now, he goes on to the second part, which has to do with his own piety and also as well his view on certain things. He says, I hate those who cling to worthless idols. I will trust in the Lord. I'll be glad and rejoice in your love. You saw my affliction and knew the anguish of my soul. You have not handed me over to my enemies, but have set my feet in the spacious places. So he says, Lord, basically, those who follow idols are in trouble. But Lord, this is what I have done to follow you. Then he asks this question, or he says to this, this is his prayer. Be merciful to me, O Lord, for I am in distress. My eyes are growing weak with sorrow, my soul and my body with grief. My life is consumed with anguish, and my years with groaning. My strength fails because of my affliction, and my bones grow weak. Now, Lord, I'm an utter contempt to all my neighbors because of my enemies. I'm dread to my friends. I'm forgotten, Lord, as though I were dead. I'm become like broken pottery. He says, for I fear the slander of many. There is terror on every side. They conspire against me and plot to take my life. David knew that he was in trouble, and he knew that the only place that he could go, and he describes what's going on in his life situation right now. But then he turns again to the Lord. He says, but I trust in you, O Lord. You are my God. Many times, my times, I should say, are in your hands. Deliver me from my enemies and from those who would pursue me. He says, let your face shine upon your servant. Save me in your unfailing love. Let me not be put to shame, O Lord, for I have cried out to you. Let the wicked be put to shame and lie silent in the grave. Let their lying lips be silent. With their pride and contempt, they speak arrogantly against, of course, the righteous. So here he is saying, Lord, there are people who are slandering me. There are people who are gossiping about me. And Lord, they would love to have my reputation completely and totally destroyed. But Lord, today, I'm putting my trust in you. Then he talks about the goodness of God. He says, how great is your goodness, which you've stored up for those who fear you, and you bestow in the sight of all men. And then he goes on to say this, in the shelter of your presence, you hide them from the intrigues of men. In your dwelling place, you keep them safe from the accusing tongues. Praise be to the Lord, who has shown me his wonderful love in me. And when I was a besieged city, he says, Lord, you are the one who's going to keep me. You're going to keep me from the intrigues and also from the ideas of man. And then he goes on to say, in my alarm, I said, I am cut off in your sight. Yet you heard me for my cry of mercy, and you came and helped me. Then he goes on to say, love the Lord, all you saints. The Lord preserves the faithful, but the proud he pays back in full. That's a very important point. A person will sow what they will reap what they sow. Be strong and take heart, all you who hope in the Lord. After all of this, this prayer is simply this. When you find yourself in trouble, take heart and put your hope in the Lord. I love that. And that's what we need to do today. Psalm 31.